Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Munchausen Society's very first Munchausen Internet Challenge. Now, as has been the tradition for most of our Munchausen games at various conventions and shows, we tend to raise money for charity. To keep that tradition going, I am going to announce a charity, and I would also encourage any other person participating in this program to announce a charity of their choice and put the description of the charity in the description section of their video. The charity I would like to showcase has a lot to do with a momentous event that has happened today. Today is June 26th, 2015, and what has happened is marriage equality has been made the law of the land. The Munchausen Society is proud to be an LGBT ally, and in honor of this momentous occasion, this great stride forward we've taken for equal rights in this country, I would like to raise money for the Ali Forney LGBT Center. This is a center that provides services for homeless LGBT youth. LGBT youth happen to constitute 40% of the youth homeless community, and it's very important that we have these shelters to give them services to get them back on their feet. All right? That being said, here's today's Munchausen Challenge. This is the challenge as sent to me by J.P. McClendon. I have not read it yet. All right, this might be a doozy. Seal has not been broken. So here we go. There we go. Now the seal's been broken. All right. So, really? All right. Really? All right. So the challenge from JP is that I must explain how it is that zacking, yeah, I am Dr. Zach. I now must explain how it is that zacking is a term used in Belgium to describe eating creamed corn soup with Hedy Lamarr on the beach at noon. Really? All right. So as you know, I happen to tour the world. I have had various adventures from the Americas to Europe to Africa. I have traveled extensively. Well, what may not be known is that in a little beach in Delaware, there was this little beach house I like to frequent. Now, what I liked about this beach house is one of the few places where on a celebratory night you can actually see fireworks being shot off in 3 different states. You can see them. You can see the Point Pleasant, New Jersey fireworks. You can see the Delaware fireworks, and you can even see them from Pennsylvania. So on various nights, this is just one of the most magnificent sights you can get. Now, the only thing better than visiting this site and seeing these grand firework displays is happening to see it when you're there with one of the most beautiful and intelligent women that you can happen across. Now, as you may or may not know, Hedy Lamarr fits the bill in more than one way. She herself not only was gorgeous, but a genius as well. So, I had determined that I would share this very special spot on the beach with her that night of the year, so that we could sit in the sand and lay back together while firework after firework, grand explosions in the sky, were going off all around us. So I had to find out how to lure Hedy into this small little place in Delaware. And then it occurred to me, she really likes creamed corn soup. It's not really in her bio. It's one of those little obscure facts. So I had to find some way to let her know that the best creamed corn soup she'll ever have is on this beach at night with me. So first, I went out and I explored, and I had to find the perfect ear corn, which wasn't easy to do. I traveled all around the Southwest and even started to smuggle myself into Mexico underneath a cart full of hay. Now this seems like an easy task. You just climb under the hay and just sleep your way in. Unfortunately, there were some desperados on the trail. And they were there trying to see if there was any way that they could hold up and get money from the poor cart drivers that were shipping me across the border. They stood on the trail, they pointed their guns at the driver, and they demanded to see my stuff. And the driver just said, I'm just a poor driver, all I have is this bale of hay. Well, the desperado pulled his sword and said, we'll find out, we'll see about that. And he started poking the hay. I, of course, underneath, started to dodge, left and right. And they started to notice the hay was shimmying. So they were about to stab down in the center where I was, when I quickly burst out, hay flying everywhere. Now, they quickly drew their swords. Why they had guns, why they drew their swords, I'm not quite sure. Quite possibly because I knew that guns at those times were not rifled, so they were not exactly accurate shots, but the sword was much deadlier. I, of course, had nothing to fight with but 2 handfuls of straw. So I took my position and they slashed. Well, can't really block, can't really parry. But with an expert aim, I could take one single strand of hay and toss it like a dart. And as he slashed, I tossed the dart at the sword, and the blade of the sword cut the hay in half, slicing it perfectly, splitting it off, so that one piece of hay, split into 2, got right in his eyes. As he was just screaming in pain, I reached out, grabbed the sword, disarmed him quickly. 1 punch knocked him out. I then turned to the other banditos. They pulled their swords and ran at me, and in the massive flourish of steel and clanks and parrying and dodging, I quickly dispatched them. I left them tied up on a nearby cactus and left a little note for whatever authorities came by them. We then continued the travel, and in that travel, I then found an ancient cornfield. Now, Mexicans like to preserve these cornfields. In fact, they will bring their regular crops to the cornfields with hope that some of these ancient genes will mix with their corn. And it's there that I found the perfect corn for making cream corn soup. After perfecting this recipe, I then started a cream corn soup festival in the lower area of Delaware. Made sure Hetty got the invitation. My soup, of course, using the best corn I could find, the best ingredients I could find, won the show. And I said to her, there's something else I need to show you. And she says, well, what is this? Well, I said, the best place to eat the cream corn soup happens to be on a little beach area nearby. Now, as I said, the best fireworks were at night. However, we happened to have a special festival, the festival was going on towards the day. So I figured if I could get her there during the day, then we would stay there until the night. So I lured her in, I said, the best time, so let's go there. It's high noon now. We've got this nice cream corn soup, and we can sit there. And it's there that we started, and it seemed such an odd thing to everyone else that they named this specific act of taking Hedy Lamarr and eating cream corn soup with her on the beach after myself. And that's how it became zacking, called zacking. And that instance of zacking lasted not only from noon clear on to night, where she was able to see the fireworks going off in the sky from the 3 different states. And that, my friends, is how the term zacking became used to describe how to eat cream corn soup with Hedy Lamarr on the beach in noon. All right? Thank you very much. Now, what I'm going to do is I I now have the challenge for the next contestant, and the next contestant is Jack Manx. Jack, here is your story challenge. My challenge to you is this. I want you to tell the story how, on your 22nd birthday, the Bermuda trapezoid lost one of its sides.